Some common signs that a child might be neurodivergent. I mean, the first thing I think of is big emotion. Their brains are often wired in such a way where emotion is really big, so prolonged tantrums and meltdowns. When those behaviours are way out of sync with the norm for their peers, those are probably some key indicators. When should parents think about seeking some professional evaluation? I think when your resources are tapped out and you feel like you've hit a dead end. If you're having the conversation that maybe you should get some professional help, maybe that is itself an indication that you need some professional help. Some techniques that are helpful when raising neurodivergent children. As mentioned earlier, they're wired up to have a lot of emotion, so you need to speak to that emotional brain. It sounds simple, but a really effective technique is a process called validation, where you basically reflect back the emotion behind what they're feeling before you give any strategies. I realise that's made you really angry. Whatever the emotion is, the child basically feels listened to, and it calms that emotional brain a little bit. So validating emotions is one. The other technique that really stands out to me is routine and ritual. If I'm losing the plot, I might start to do controlled breathing, because that's a really effective way of calming down, but you're not going to get a child to do controlled breathing when they're melting down, right? So the trick for you is routine and ritual. Have it programmed into your routine and ritual that you, maybe for 30 seconds, 60 seconds at the start of every meal, you stop and you focus internally and you center yourself and you focus on your breathing. If parents want to ensure that their children feel empowered in their own strengths and abilities, I think a lot of that's about modelling it. Children do as you do, not as you say. I know we have the New Zealand culture, Kumara does not talk about how sweet it is, be humble, but you really need to celebrate your own strengths, because then your children will see you doing it and they're most likely to do it. Some of the most famous people in history are neurodivergent, so let your children know that and use them as role models. Let them use that as part of their motivation. I often get asked if there's any specific resources or networks that parents should use. There's a myriad of support services out there, so take advantage.